Hi, I'm Jaime Gates, and I'm a professor of cultural anthropology at Point Loma Nazarene University, and I'm in the Department of Sociology, Social Work, and Family Sciences. Been there, 20 years now, but I've been involved in anti-human trafficking work for the past 15 years. I have been a researcher, an activist, a program developer. We've been helping get the San Diego Advisory Council on Human Trafficking off the ground back in 2011, and for 7 years I served as the co-chair of the Research and Data Subcommittee, helping to draw research to the fight against human trafficking. Yeah, most people, when they think of human trafficking, they think of movies like Liam Neeson's Taken, where somebody is snatched, grabbed, violently kidnapped, and then put to sex work. And what we find in San Diego County is that far more common is the boyfriending, is the psychological manipulation of somebody, is people who know others, it's somebody who's getting victimized by somebody they know. It is our own children, it is our own families in our own neighborhoods. So it's very close to home. People are also surprised when they find out that as we did focus groups in 20 area high schools in San Diego County, we found recruiting happening in all 20 high schools, in the north part of the county, in East County, in the South Bay, in the center part of the city. Trafficking impacts communities across the socioeconomic divide, across the racial and ethnic divide. So when parents want to know, are my kids at risk of trafficking? Unfortunately, it's true. We had hundreds of survivors that we talked to, and the average age of recruitment that we found was 16. That means there's an awful lot of 14, 15-year-olds, 13, 14, 15-year-olds, even as young in our sample as 8 years old, being recruited for commercial sex. We estimate there's between 3,000 and 8,000 victims in any particular year here in San Diego County. And our social services and our law enforcement and all of the programs that we have trying to help identify this, we're really only getting to about 200 or so people who are victimized in a year. We've got a lot of work to close that gap. We know it's a complex trauma that takes a long time to heal, and they need a place to go. They need a place to get care. They need a place for that long-term healing. It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of professional care. It takes a lot of re-socialization. It takes finding a new community of folks who will surround you and be your support system and your safety net. So you can imagine, for somebody who's been traumatized by sex trafficking, it's going to take a number of us to come around and put our arms around them, put our resources around them from multiple angles, all at the same time. A place like Alabaster Jar has the kind of wonderful reputation that it does, and people know that it's a trusted place where people can get healing and where they know they're going to invest in their healing for the long haul. I'm going to want to give to that. I'm going to want to support that. I'm going to want to pray for that. I'm going to get my church involved. And some of what you might do might be financial. Some of what you might do might be your very presence, where you come and you love on the folks that are involved and you help lift their spirits. Some of it might be some volunteer work. Some of it might be that you start praying for those that are involved. There's all kinds of creative ways to say, I can get involved, even though I probably shouldn't get that close. I can stay this close and I can stay involved. If there's anything that can bring people together, it's the right cause. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't care if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim. I don't care if you're rich, you're poor. Your kids are at risk. My kids are at risk. If you're just leaning in for the first time, don't be embarrassed that you haven't heard enough about this, or you haven't studied enough about this before. People are working really hard to hide it from you, right? I would say be encouraged, because you're coming alongside people who are on the ground, in the thick of it, have been paying attention to it, and their lives are committed to doing something about this.